Hey there, I'm Layne Johnson. Welcome to my studio. For those of you thinking about enrolling in one of my online courses, I thought it'd be helpful if you knew more about my teaching philosophy. So this video is a little different than my usual. Honestly, I never thought I'd be a teacher. In fact, I actively resisted teaching for many years. I really thought, what do I have to offer? Everyone knows this stuff. But I soon realized that wasn't the case. My experience in college wasn't unique, but more the norm. There's very little that they actually teach you about painting. So despite earning a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, I'm largely a self-taught painter. Like many of you, I've had to figure it out on my own. But as a professional artist for more than 40 years, I had deadlines to meet, so I had to figure it out pretty quickly. So when I started teaching classical landscape painting back in 2018, I was figuring that out on my own as well. And figuring out how to create online courses for adults was a whole new challenge for me. So that very first course, Painting Dramatic Clouds 1.0, was a test of sorts. A test to see if I could teach, or if I even enjoyed teaching. A test to see if people were interested in learning from me, and a test to see exactly how I'd create an online course. Because it's more than just turn on the camera and start recording my painting. Over time, in many courses, and now more than 3,000 students, I've figured it out. So while my approach to teaching has evolved over the years, my teaching philosophy remains the same. It all starts with the fundamentals. Those basics are the foundation that everything else in painting is built on. Whether you're painting a tree, a cloud, or a still life, you're really dealing with forms. And once you understand how to see and render form, you can apply that anywhere. That's why I don't just want my students to simply copy what I'm doing. If you only mimic without understanding the why, you're not growing. So much of painting is actually driven by the decisions you make. So I'd rather explain the underlying concepts, show you the process, explain why I'm making certain choices, and teach you how to see and think while you're painting. The goal for my courses isn't for you to just finish one nice painting. Rather, it's for you to learn, so you can take those lessons and apply them to your own work. Otherwise, you can end up rubber stamping out the same painting again and again. So I realized that if I wanted my students to succeed, I needed to map out a process for them, to have a clear progression and a structured learning path. So you can see where you are and where you're going, and importantly, the progress you're making. I also think it's important to teach a clear, repeatable process that you can incorporate to your own work going forward. And here's the truth. Growth comes through practice, through repetition, and through tackling things you struggle with, not just what comes easy. There's incredible value in tackling things that are a little difficult. That's when we're learning the most. But when something's not working, it's usually because we've drifted away from the basics. That's why I always come back to them. You know, you can never truly master anything. That's an illusion. True mastery is not a fixed destination, but a journey. That's why I always tell my students to keep going. It's about progress, not perfection. So take that burden off your shoulders. Instead, embrace curiosity and a growth mindset. Truly, curiosity is the catalyst for growth, and it's a lot more fun. When you adopt the attitude of you win some, you learn some, then it's all valuable. Personally, I love that there's always something new to learn, which is why you'll never hear me say, this is the only way. At the end of the day, my aim as a teacher is to help you build a solid foundation and for you to understand the thought process behind painting and give you the confidence to make your own work authentic and personal to you. One of my favorite things to hear from students is their aha moments, when things finally clicked in their heads. That click is very satisfying and very often the thing that transforms a person's painting journey. Now let me touch on something I feel very strongly about, the idea of talent. There's a myth out there that you have to be born with artistic talent to be a painter. I don't believe that. Painting is a skill, just like playing an instrument or learning a sport. It's something you can get better at with practice. Sure, some things may come easier to some people, but what really matters is desire and perseverance. That's the real talent. You know, some skills just come quickly, and others take longer. Either way, if you keep going, you'll grow, and you'll get better, guaranteed. I know how challenging it can be, though, to figure it out on your own. I went through that myself. So that's why I teach, to help you build a solid foundation, to give you context for what you're doing, and to encourage you to keep practicing and moving forward. Don't let the talent myth hold you back. If you've got the desire and the willingness to learn, you can do this. And I'd love to help guide you on that journey. Be sure to check out the links in the description for more information and useful resources. Thanks for joining me in my studio. If you enjoyed this video, you'll also probably enjoy watching the videos I've linked on the screen. Be sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. If you're ready for more in-depth lessons, consider enrolling on one of my online courses where I teach classical painting techniques for landscape painters. You can find all my classes at laynejohnson.com or click on the link in the description below.